Crafters, it's Kim here with Pages at Heart Design Team, and I'm here to show you this month's featured workshop. I have designed this workshop using the Florals in Bloom suite. So let's get looking at the products that I used, and then we'll get into the fun things of seeing those layouts and some of the tricks and tips that I have for you on those. So I used the Blooms and Floral paper suite, and I also did incorporate some of the sticker sheet that is also featured in this paper line. So let's just look at the paper. So here is this one, front and back, A and B. And then I have this beautiful one, front and back, A and B. And this one features the new Secret C color. Here's this one, and this one features the new cloud cover color. Then this one, and this one features the new strawberry slush color, which I'm not much of a pink person, but I love strawberry slush. And then we have this one. And then we have this one, which features not all, but the strawberry slush paper or pick color, along with the darling duckling and the timid tiger. All right. So I pulled in to create these layouts quite a few inks, and you'll see why on the layout one. So I have Petunia Pop, Mossy Meadow, Gray Granite, Granny Apple Green, Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and Summer Splash. I also pulled in the Pretty Florals bundle. So the Pretty Florals stamp set and dies. And this is kind of crucial to create layout one. Then I pulled in my shimmery embossing paste because it is my go-to technique on most of my layouts. I love to stencil and to create my own stencils and all the things. And so that is one of the things. So when we get our papers, we get these beautiful carrying sheets that help keep our paper nice and straight. And I always cut those up and use them as a reusable, or sometimes not reusable, depending on how you use your embossing paste. But even if you don't reuse it, it is just a grab and go. And I do cut those with my Cricut. So I also use the loose frosted dots as my embellishment. Loved the idea that you have so many of these. This created all 4 of my layouts, and this is still there. And you'll see I used them all over. I used my Wink of Stella glitter pen. Then I pulled in for my last, besides cardstock, for my last fun layout or fun product is I pulled in the Garden Spoils paper, which features a flowered pattern and a geometric plaid, hopefully with the lights and everything that you can see those in one way or another. And we have that in the cloud cover, pretty in pink, and the strawberry slush. All right. So let's get to looking at these beautiful layouts. So my first layout was inspired by there's a layout in the catalog, the new catalog, that is an 8x8 that kind of has the same feel on it, but I wanted to do 12x12. And of course we have to have a double page layout. So then I incorporated that look and created these layouts. So on this page, I took my shimmer brush and I splattered on the backgrounds. I embossed with the dot embossing, not embossed. Sorry. It's embossed. They call it embossing paste, so it really messes me up. But it's just the texture paste and the stencil that I created with my Cricut. You could do any design that you want with a stencil you may already have on hand. It does not have to be the ones that are cut out. I tried to keep the images very basic so that they would be easily to be changed out if you're not a Cricut person. along with the title, which is a Cricut cut, which I print and cut my family title, and then I cut it a second time. There's a double layer there with the foil to just give it a lot of fun, different technique there. When I created my flowers, I wanted them to have more dimension than just straight down. So I adhered all of my leaves straight down, and then I popped up my flowers to give it that little bit of fun texture. And in the middle, where there was a little bit of a gap, that's when I added my frosted dots in the yellow and the pink. The other thing that I did for fun is I took my shimmer brush and I shimmer brushed some of the flowers. You can see that better here. And I shimmer brushed that second title onto my, with my Wink of Stella right there. So that's the first layout. Oh, I'm all crooked. Sorry, guys. I get excited and I'm an aggressive person. I say I'm aggressive. I get right in there and do that. So here is the second one. And I did do gutted of my paper so that we could conserve paper to get those photo mats in. I'm a photo mat person. So you will always see me do that. All right. So layout 2 is kind of the same technique I created using the other parts of the die cuts. So the Pretty Florals has stamp image dies, and then it has just like standalone flower dies. And so these are going to be my standalone flower dies. And in this way, I wanted to showcase, since now we have the beautiful full line of two-toned cardstock, I wanted to showcase some of the things that we could do with that cardstock. And that being that this is my Darling Duckling paper that's in the Paper Suite cardstock, and this is my darker tone and my lighter tone. So I only needed one cardstock to get that look, and that's a great thing about these two-toned. You'll see that I have my Granny Apple Green, and then I have like a Mossy Oak here. Well, our paper pack only comes with Granny Green, but I wanted that darker image behind to pull those flowers out. So all I did is I die cut that in the Granny Apple Green, and then I took my sponge dauber and my ink pad, and I just put that in there, and I daubed my image to create that darker look. Just remember, when you have an ink pad in any color of paper, you can make whatever color paper you want. So on this one, let's see if I can turn it. You'll see that I stenciled my hearts above here, and then across the 2 pages down here, and then in my far right corner, I used the heart stencil and that shimmer paste. I love the shimmer paste. I love that it has a little bit of texture. And then I created the little subtitle stick with the stickers from the sticker sheet that is part of the suite. So that is layout 2. Layout 3. Here we go. Let's talk about layout 3. So layout 3, I wanted to also pull in a tool that we don't use all the time, right? So I pulled out the corner rounder. I was going to go with the crimper, and then I decided, no, not everybody probably has their crimper still. So I went with a corner rounder. And so I rounded these corners so that there was a little bit of softness to this one, because it's our mother's layout, and I just felt like the softness was very important. So I rounded the corners so there was a little bit of softness. And then I used my embossing folder, or not embossing folder, my stencil with the shimmer paste, and I used the Flourish one, and I stenciled it twice, and then I created my title. And I went with the same theme all the way through my Cricut titles by showcasing that foil paper on top of my print and cut. So that was super fun. It gives that title just a little bit of extra dimension as well. I used my shimmer brush or the Wink of Stella on my flowers to give them just a little bit of fun. I die cutted some of the foils just to create the flow across. And the only technique that I wanted to show you guys on this one is this flower here. So the die set has the big flower, and then it has the inside, and this is the two-toned Petunia pop. So you can very see that we use the same paper, but we're able to showcase that color just change color difference. And then I have this foil piece in the middle. So how I created that is, sorry, my cat's out here today and she's like wanting to see you guys. So then I created that by die cutting that center and then just hand trimming out that little piece so that my flower was actually three-toned. Remember, you can cut those die cuts apart. Just because they're designed to be just that, you can design it, you can change it to whatever you need it to be. So then my fourth and final layout, I wanted to use part of the sticker sheet, but they can easily be changed out. I didn't put it all over just in case you're not a stickers person and you want to change it up. So here's the same thing, friendship title. I cut it out in the Secret C. Then I did a print and cut, and then I did the foil on top to create that layout. But remember, any dies can create this title. I have a circle here, and then this is a sticker. And I stenciled. I want to call it embossing today. I'm so sorry. I stenciled with the embossing powder or paste right here with the crisscross and right here with the crisscross, just to give my black or my white background just a little bit of fun texture. And I have a tendency to do that a lot. I love to use white as my base, and I love to use stencils and embossing paste to create just a little bit of variation and texture in those white bases. So the only thing that you might, if you're not a Cricut person and you choose to just do your own titles on this friendship is part of a print and cut, but you could easily take that out with a and just add a photo mat or put your hand journaling in there. So those are my 4 layouts that I designed for you. All of them are very basic photo sizes, either being 3x4, 3x3, 4x4, 4x6, or 5x7. And every single one of those, you could add a flip flap if you have just that one extra picture or you have that longer story that you want to tell with your journaling. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Florals in Bloom workshop that I created for you this month.